Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Eliza. Some people call me Za. So the Daily Run with Za is me sharing my stories and my tips and advice about my run streak of over 18 years. And I'm answering your questions that you've asked me over on Instagram. You can follow me Daily Run with Za over there. And today's question is, why do I run alone? So the past 18 years, I'd say probably 95% of my daily run is running by myself. So if we flash back to high school, I was on the cross country. I kind of started the cross country team, started the track team at my high school because I didn't have a track team, and maybe I can make another video about that. But as a team sport, we kind of ran together, kind of didn't. Or in the off season, I definitely ran alone, and I just, at the beginning really found that solitude of running alone as a way to kind of get into my thoughts and emotions and connect with myself, connect with nature, really appreciate the day and not really have any distractions. I made a video how I don't run with music. I just really appreciate the run as a way to kind of get away from everything and listen to my breathing and just kind of get in my mind, but not having to kind of multitask at the same time. So it's kind of like more of a meditative state. There's been going into college, most of our runs were with teammates, and I admit that I definitely got kind of annoyed running with other girls on the team. So, for example, we go out for an hour run with a group of maybe a dozen girls, and there was this one girl that would always talk the whole time, just gossip. I was just like, I know so much about her life. She's just talking and talking, and it's like, in some ways it was like this background noise, but I just it was distracting because I'm like out on this run trying to appreciate the run, and someone's just using the run as a way to gossip and chat and talk about, who knows what. So, it's perfectly fine to run as part of like a socially good time. But for me, I just choose to run alone. And, later throughout the other seasons, I know teammates probably thought it was like maybe snobby or something, but, they'd go off to run together and I'm like, I'm just going to take this route, and I just run alone. And I didn't really think much of it at the time. I didn't really think how I was coming across, being like, oh, I don't want to run with you. I want to run by myself. I could have explained a little bit better. They probably just thought I was like snobby and didn't like them, which wasn't the case. I just really appreciated my runs alone, especially after a long day. And they just allowed me that time, like I said, to connect with myself and think about things, kind of get out of my mind, be in my mind all at the same time. So going into like marathon training after college, all my runs were alone basically. I mean, throughout the years, throughout my training, I've had kind of running partners here and there, but, for the most part, there's also that people pleasing sense of me that if I'm running with somebody, it's like, I want to make sure they're doing okay. Like, oh, are you good? I need to go 5 more miles. Is that okay with you? Or, how are you doing? We're almost done. You're like, I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm feeling good, but I don't want to make you keep going. And it's like kind of that's why it's good to find like your ideal running partner where you don't have to really think about those things. You're just out there running together. I did have one of my best running partners, Julie Rauch. Oops, I said your last name. But anyway, we ran just country roads together, miles and miles. And sometimes if I was in marathon training, I'd run 14 miles or something, and I'd finish off like 5 miles with her or something. But, definitely during that run, we talked a lot. I'm like, wow, 5 miles, that didn't seem like anything. So it is nice to have a running partner to get you through those runs, but it's also hard, like let's say you're feeling good, the running partner isn't feeling good, and you're like, yeah, just go, keep running, or don't let me hold you back. So it's kind of like figuring out that dynamic. So if you can find a running buddy that really fits that mold for you and really helps push you and really wants you, encourages you to do best. My other best running partner is Stephanie, and Stephanie and I did some like longer runs together and some training runs, and even ran marathons together. There's a few races, like she was ahead of me, a few races I was ahead of her, and it's like we just supported each other in that way. So it's been fun to have a running buddy like that. And, but for the most part, I really enjoy just waking up and, doing my run and moving on with my day and not making it kind of like this big production. You know, sometimes runners are like, yeah, I'm meeting a run group at 8 o'clock, and you know, you drive there, you chat for about 10 minutes, you do the run, you chat for 10 or 15 minutes more, maybe you go out to breakfast, and then you come home. It's like, you know, that's like 2 hours to get in a 5-mile run. You know, for me, it's like I just need to plug in the run, move on with my day. So, you know, running with people is definitely fun. Another example is when I studied abroad in London, fall of 2006. I joined, it was called the Serpentine Running Club. It was just this random running club in the middle of the city. And, you know, I appreciated meeting new people through that run club, but still there was like this competitive part of me, because this was back in, you know, 2006, in my competitive years, where I wanted to keep up with the fast people, or I wanted to run the longest somehow, or it was fun. We went around Hyde Park and kind of around the city. You know, I've been on adventures with other runners, which is fun. I've been on adventures with myself. But, you know, for the most part, you know, especially single mom, having 2 young boys, it's nice for me just to be able to get in the run and move on with my day. So this year I'm coming up on 19 years. So this 19th year of running every day. I'm not sure. Okay, coming up on 19 years of running every day. So this past year, I've ran with 3 different people. And you know, sometimes I feel like when I'm on a social run, I'm like, oh, I didn't really get in my run today, because, you know, the whole time we're chatting. But, you know, it's nice to mix it up too. So let me know in the comments down below if you are a social runner, or if you enjoy running on your own. Something else about being a social runner is you kind of have to depend on somebody else to show up. Like, let's say you're running 7 miles and you're depending on somebody else to be there to help you through it. You know, I've had cases where, you know, the other person's sick, didn't show up. So it's a matter of like kind of changing your plans. So I kind of just like to develop that practice of depending on myself, knowing I can hold myself accountable. And I think that's a really good strength to have, you know, in running, also in life, creating that like self accountability within yourself. So like I said, let me know if you like running with people in the comments below. I like to get a shout out to my dog as well. She's the best running buddy. Currently, in the summer, she's been limping, and also she doesn't like running in the humidity. So I haven't really ran with her for a while, but I really appreciate running with my dog, and especially off leash. So I think that's the best. So yep, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Daily Run with Za, and I'll see you in my next video.